had my camera up and I was ready to come on here and scream and shout and let it all out. I was pissed. I was angry because we almost threw a game away that should have been a cakewalk from the position we had it in. But you know what? Like I always say in my group chat, I said, guys, all this talking, because everybody hates Liverpool in the group chat. I said, just wait until the final whistle. Don't be so quick to start typing. Don't be too quick to type. Wait. I said, okay, let me do the same. Have my camera up. I said, okay, let me just wait. And the same old story. And none other than Rio Ngumoha. I've been telling you guys about this guy for months. I've been telling you he's the truth. People don't want to listen. He's the truth. This guy is going to the top. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if I'm putting pressure. I don't care if I'm putting pressure on him. He's going to the top. But you know what? Let me calm down a little bit. Guys, before I get to anything in this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're heading towards 250 subscribers. We have 1 week to do it. We can get there, all right? Help me, guys. We can get there. But look, the story of this game is obviously going to be Anthony Gordon's red card. Let's talk about the first half specifically before we get into anything. The first half of this game was incredible. The first 30 minutes from Newcastle were incredible. The energy levels, it seemed like Liverpool had a second maybe on the ball every single time we touched the ball. Newcastle were on smoke. And I don't know if it's, I think the fans definitely felt the Isak saga, you know, kind of in the back of their minds the whole game. And they were putting that energy into the players. Normally when you go to St. James's Park, see, I'm so hyped. St. James's Park, you're gonna be pressed. That midfield, Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, Tonali, they're gonna press you. You have rapid players like Gordon, Elanga, Barnes. Liverpool's a great fullback. They have aggressive, quick, strong, athletic players. You're gonna get that every single time you go to St. James's Park. So for the first 30 minutes, I said just hold out. Don't make any errors. Don't make any mistakes. Don't give the ball away in our own half. Just lump it forward if you have to, because they're going to be on smoke, and they were. They were pressing. Anthony Gordon has a couple chances, half chances here and there. I have to give a lot of credit to Soberslai in that first half, because he played probably the best right back performance I've seen from a Liverpool player since, I don't know, maybe Conor Bradley against Chelsea. He was exceptional. He locked up Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes didn't have a sniff the entire game. So he was exceptional. But other than him, it was really only Van Dijk in that back line that impressed me. And we'll talk about kind of why that is. But we saw what having Garbache in the middle really meant for us this game. He was immense. He was huge. I would have loved to have him and McAllister in, because what we saw in that game was an element of control was needed, and we didn't have anybody to give us that control, right? McAllister would have been that guy to kind of calm things down, control the game, but we didn't have that. But after 30 minutes, Newcastle started to gas out a little bit, right? They used up all their heart and soul. I put in the group chat, said, Newcastle are playing with so much heart and soul, but they have to score. If you don't score with this momentum, you might be in trouble. And exactly what happens after I sent that message. Gravenberch scores. And this is, he just nips the ball. I think it's a throw-in from Trippier, aimed at Guimaraes. He just nips in, wins the ball like he always does. And I'm thinking, okay, find Ekitike, find Wirtz, maybe find Salah. No. And he just strikes it. And it takes a little nick off of Fabian Schär's heel, but I think even without that nick, it would have gone in, because Nick Pope was unsighted. So he couldn't see the ball until the very end. So I think it would have still gone in anyways. And then the moment of the game, inexplicably, and look, the whole week has been a build-up of, oh, Newcastle are going to come at Liverpool aggressively. Newcastle are going to be a this and that. Newcastle, and all the guys you guys talked about being so aggressive. Joe Linton goes off injured, crying. He's a wimp. I can't stand, I want to watch football for football players. I don't want to watch. Let me just leave it at that. He goes off crying. Tonali's injury was so unnecessary. The whole first half, Newcastle players were just diving. Every little contact, they were just diving. Every little nudge, they would fall over. Salah nudged them, Ekitike nudged them, they just fall over. Wirtz not fall over. And that's exactly how he got injured. I think it was Ekitike tangling with Tonali, and he just throws himself to the ground and injures his shoulder. unnecessarily. For no reason. He just does that. They were all playing up to Simon Hooper's whistle, who I thought, well, I'll get Simon Hooper later, but they were all playing to the whistle. And he just injured himself in a position where he didn't need to do anything to sell the foul. Just overreaction. Injures himself. Fabian Schär, later in the game, injured or concussed. So all this talk about, Newcastle is going to rough us up and three of their key players go out injured. But Anthony Gordon, he had an interview after the Aston Villa game where he talked about, it's going to be a big game. It's going to be interesting, all that's going on. And I'm thinking this guy's going to play up to the occasion. And for the first 30 minutes, he was playing good. He had some half chances. He was playing decent. And then inexplicably just dives in on Van Dijk. The half is coming to an end. Get into the locker room, get into the dressing room, regroup, come out. Because you're going to have chances in the second half because you're at home and just by the nature of Liverpool's defense, you're going to have chances. And you just kind of throw the game away, or so I thought, with a ridiculous challenge on Van Dijk at full speed. Even though, and we saw the marks on Van Dijk's legs, it was just an unnecessary challenge. And he gets the red card. At this point, I'm thinking, okay, we've taken Newcastle's punch, going to the second half, we're going to go in strong, and hopefully try to build on our one-goal lead. And literally within 30 seconds, we do that. Ball gets played into Gakpo, strike gets blocked, plays it a little pass into Ekitike, and a first time, just a strong finish into the corner. Nick Pope has no chance. And I'm thinking to myself, 2-0, 46 minute, second half just started, see out the game. They have a red card, just see out the game. Control the game, draw them out, hit them, in behind with Salah, with Gakpo, with Ekitike, and finish the game off. And then what do we do? A throw-in comes in, and I'm looking at Kirkers like, what kind of cowardly maneuver is that to duck away from the ball? Attack the ball. If you just attack the ball, there's no chance Guimaraes scores that. There's no you're just as physical as him. Just jump, and you might win it. And he just cowers down, and he just gets a free header, and it's 2-1. Before that goal went in, Newcastle had nothing. Right, we saw them against Aston Villa last week. They don't have the goals in them. They just don't. With Isak not there was a graphic that said on the last 3 years, Isak has 50 plus goals for Newcastle. The next best player is Callum Wilson with 25. He has over half of the goals from the next guy. So they're not going to score goals. They just can't. And we just give them a goal. Okay, 2-1, fine. See the game out still. They have to attack us. They have to put pressure on us, control the game. And this is where we needed McAllister because we don't have a controller. Gary Much is great as a ball winner. He's great intercepting. He's great, resetting play. But when we need a pass, in behind, we need someone to control the game. That's not him yet. And I don't know if that will ever be him. That's why we need McAllister in there, right? Curtis Jones can't do that job. He had a chance to put us up 2-0 before the goal went in. Should have taken it from a great ball from Salah. There was no control after that goal went in. We just succumbed to the crowd, succumbed to Newcastle's pressure, and just let them walk all over us. It was a pathetic display, honestly. That second half was a pathetic display. From a Liverpool perspective, you're up 2-0 on a team with 10 men. I don't care if they're at St. James's Park. They have 10 men. Control the game, see the game out. And this is where I have my quarrels with Arne Slot. Because why on earth do you keep taking Ekitike off? Stop trying to finish the game without a 9. We completely lost all opportunity to lump the ball forward once Ekitike was gone. Because he was the one kind of putting pressure on the defenders. You can let Wirtz eat off the second ball, Gakpo eat off the second ball. When you take Ekitike off, that is completely gone. When you took off Wirtz, you lost all creativity in the midfield. I'm not saying Wirtz had a great game, but you just lose all the composure to be able to hold the ball in the midfield is gone. Right? Without McAllister or Wirtz in that midfield, who can we look to and say, we're going to give you the ball and we can trust that you control the game for us? Nobody. And we just kept letting Newcastle pressure. I'm thinking, wait a minute, do we have 10 men? No, they have 10 men. So why are we playing like the inferior team with 11 players on the pitch? It was a pathetic display. No other word I can use to describe that. Pathetic. And then Konate. Oh my days. I don't know if his head's been turned by Real Madrid, but this guy he has to be dropped because this is consistently poor performances from him. The second goal, the ball just a weak challenge for the header. Bounces off his back, and Gravenberch tries his best to recover the situation, but Osula taps it in. And it's 2-2, and at this point I'm raging, I'm fuming, because there's no reason Newcastle should be in this game. Kirkes, weak. That should never be a goal. Konate, weak, and just weak all game. Margay, put in that bid for Margay tomorrow. Add 10 million on top of it. Make them accept it, because I can't put up with this shit all season. Sorry, excuse my language. I can't put up with this all season. Just complete errors from Kirkes and Konate all season is not enough. It's not going to do anything for us this season. With Arsenal coming up, that's not a good enough. And after that goal goes in, I'm thinking, okay, let's recharge. Let's reset. Let's find our way back into this game. But there's no Ekatike. There's no Verts. Salah for the second week in a row is appalling. Atrocious. Pathetic. And an embarrassing display for 2 consecutive weeks. I don't know what is going on with him. I can speculate some of the reasons why, and I can sympathize with him, but it's tough watching him play right now. It's not good viewing. Like I said, I can understand why that may be, but it's still not good. Newcastle are just pressuring, and I'm so thankful that the 11 minutes were added, because with the Tonali injury, with the Cher injury, with Jolinton's injury, they needed to add more time. And in the 11 minutes, I'm thinking, okay, wake up, attack them now, use the momentum against them. They're throwing bodies forward, hit them on the break, lump it forward, towards Salah, let him go 1v1 with Hall, let him go 1v1 with Livramento. Just do something. Nothing. It's just Newcastle pressuring. Finally, a piece of composure. We break the lines. Finally, a piece of composure I've been asking for the whole half. Ball gets played in. A great ball gets played in from Bradley to Chiesa at the edge of the box. He finds Salah, and a great, strong, low cross across the box. And Szoboszlai today was a man of the match for me. His performance in the first half at the right back position was exceptional. His energy levels throughout the entire game, exceptional. And this was as good as an assist to dummy the ball. The presence of mind to see that Rio Ngumoha is on the back post, free as hell. The presence of mind to let the ball go, and Rio Ngumoha, as I saw the play developing, I knew what we were going to do. I was just hoping and praying that he finished it. I knew Szoboszlai was going to dummy that ball. I think anybody watching that's watched football probably knew that was going to happen. I was just hoping that he doesn't let the moment get to his head and just sky it. Or look at the composure from this teenager. Look at my boy. I put all my I have the video up. The video up of Rio Ngumoha and Trey Nyoni on the thumbnail. I have the video up. I said I'm putting all my stocks. I'm putting the car, the house, everything on Rio. Because I know what I see. And he just proved it. He just proved it. So I'm over the moon. When I peel the layers back on a slot, I have serious concerns. Because twice this season already, you've been up 2-0 and you squandered the lead. That's unacceptable. I don't care who you're playing. You can't squander leads in this league. You're not going to have a moment of brilliance every single game at the end of the game to save you. Credit, your substitutions are the ones saving the games. But why are you throwing the games away? Can we compose ourselves? And I can't wait until next week, where it's going to be tough, because we need Bekasha in that game against Arsenal. And we also need Gravenberch in that game against Arsenal. But the way Szoboszlai has just played, damn, we need him too against Arsenal. Heck, maybe you have to bench Verts. Right? This is the point of having a talented squad. Make tough decisions. Play the players that are giving us the most right now. Play them. But Kirkesh, this start to his Liverpool career has been appalling. And I'm gonna sympathize with him. He's a young player. First game, Anfield against Bournemouth, your former team, against Semenyo is a tough ask for any player in the league. Tough because of the circumstances. Second game, away at Newcastle, where they're ramped up. They feel like they're playing with roid rage. Like they're just amped up. The crowd is ramped up. The players are amped up. Everybody's amped up. It's a difficult game against Elanga as well. Probably the fastest player in the league. So I can sympathize with him. But I need something next week. Maybe Saka doesn't play. Hopefully he gets well soon. But hopefully he gets well soon after Sunday. Like hopefully he's completely fit on Monday. So that he doesn't have to play Saka. That would be just a brutal 3 weeks. Semenyo, your old team, former team, first game of the season. Then Newcastle away against Elanga, second game of the season. Then Saka, third game of the season. That's brutal. That's a little bit too much. But ignoring him, Konate has been dreadful. So put in that money for Gehi tomorrow. I cannot. If I go into the weekend and I don't see Gehi in my team, I'm fuming. I'm raging. I'm upset. We need more control in that midfield. The midfield is. I feel like we're throwing games away because we're letting teams pressure us. We're making poor decisions on the ball, off the ball. In that midfield, we're not protecting the back line. Van Dijk, people are gonna say, "Oh, look at what Semenyo did last week. Look at this week." I can't fault Van Dijk for any of these two games. He's been the one shining light in the defense. So was Slot as well. Frank Punk had a decent first game. But what is Slot doing? He needs to address this because you cannot. 2 goals against Bournemouth, 2 goals against Newcastle. Play like this, Arsenal will score. They will score. Even if Saka and Odegaard don't play, they will score. So he needs to figure this out quickly. Because this cannot happen all season. By the end of the day, I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon because we won the game. And I'm over the moon because we won the game in the fashion that we won the game. Just to stick it to Newcastle. Look, I have no beef with Newcastle. Newcastle don't matter to me. They're just another club. In terms of another Premier League club. They're not United. They're not, they're not Madrid. They're not teams I genuinely hate. I don't hate Newcastle. But the way their fans have gone about this in the last month or so is funny to me because we just put in a Premier League record bid for your player. It's your player that's causing all this fuss. And he's gonna leave eventually. I'm kind of concerned we're not gonna get him this summer because Newcastle are probably like we have all the reason to not give you this player this summer. But he's leaving regardless. So let's just leave it at that. He's leaving regardless. I'm actually looking at the attack now. I'm thinking to myself, we may actually be good in attack. I think we have maybe one more player. If you got Isak, that would be great. But we need a new defender. I would have liked another midfielder because I don't want to keep seeing Curtis Jones and Endo entering games. But at this point, it's not going to happen. But let me know your guys' thoughts. What are your thoughts on Liverpool? What are your thoughts on Newcastle? What are your thoughts on the Gordon red card? What are your thoughts on Simon Hooper? Simon Hooper, that first half, I can understand it's a difficult game. It's a difficult game to referee. I think Jonathan could have got a yellow card in the beginning. Trippier could have got a yellow card as well. But it was a little too early. Konate deserved a yellow card. He pulls Gordon back as he's running through. Gravenberch, reckless challenge, deserved a yellow card. So the yellow cards kind of started to even out as the game went on. I was able to see that he was kind of getting. It's not a game you can really control without giving out yellow cards. Left, right, and center, right? Because Newcastle they're hyped. Liverpool have to match that. So, but you can't just give yellow cards to every single player for every single challenge. So, I think Sam Hooper had a decent game. The red card was a correct decision. There weren't really any correct decisions other than that I really thought, oh, this is a terrible decision. But I also want to say, football is played with your feet and a ball. Okay, all this pre-match talk about Joelinton's gonna rough us up, how Joelinton's gonna, this midfield is gonna be. But Joelinton went off crying. Tonali went off injured, unnecessarily, might I add. Bruno Guimaraes' head was gone the entire game. Bro was just on cloud 9 the entire game. Yes, he scored, but just a reckless performance for the most part. It was like almost too much passion. So yeah, I'll take my 3 points. I have my concerns with the defense. I have my concerns with Arne Slot and his substitutions. Not necessarily who he's bringing on, but who he's taking off. And the times he's taking players off. Salah shouldn't have seen 90 minutes both of these games. But then again, he gets the assist for the winning goal. So, what can you really say? What can you really say about this guy? 2 poor performances, and he has a goal and assist this season. Imagine when he plays good. So, let me know you guys' comments. I'm still over here. I still can't believe what I just watched. But let me know you guys' thoughts in the comment section. Like this video, of course, and please subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Give me a sec.